Okay, we have offensive lineman Mick Malone. Questions for Nick?
So Nick, start at most recent. We'll move backwards a bit. But just getting the start, you played a whole lot of football, but what was it like to get the start this past week?
It was a surreal moment. Getting the first true career start at tackle was something I've been working for this whole year and the past few years, and all the hard work that I put in has paid off. And unfortunate of the outcome, but just keep on going from there.
How'd you feel you did? How'd you feel the offensive line did as a whole?
As offensive line, we had our hiccups, but overall, I feel like we did very well. Had a lot of yards, as everybody could see, but I think overall we did well, and I feel like I personally held my own and did pretty well myself.
So then, I guess take us back. I think most of us know the story, but high school, you didn't get that offer you wanted, so you came here. How disappointed was it not to get the offer coming out of high school, and what brought you here?
Yeah, so it was kind of the story. Didn't get the offer, wanted to come in and work, and my goal from day one was offer might come down the road, but my goal was to play, and I feel like at this point I've put enough work in, did everything that they wanted, the standards, and this past game proved that it worked, and I did what I set out to do.
Harder than you thought? Easier than you thought? What's it been like?
It's always that first play jitter to get the first play out, but after that it was kind of like practice, just talking to the guys, doing everything we're coached to do, and it was nice.
Nick, that game kind of had ebbs and flows to it. You're up, you're down, you're back up. How do you put one of those types of games to bed and move on for the rest of your season?
It's kind of just like in our team meeting today. We talked about it, looked at the corrections, went up to the IPF, worked on the corrections, and as soon as the next team meeting hit up there, it's next game. Flips right after that. You get that game's in the past. You can always learn from it, but next game's the next game. We look forward to Okie State this week.
Do you think this team will have any emotional letdown just because of how that ended?
I don't. I think this group I think previous groups before that I've been a part of have splintered apart per se, but this group, we're close together, close-knitted group, and I don't see that going on at all.
You dream about your first start. You obviously worked hard to get to it. What are you going to tell your grandchildren about it now, the way it worked out? I mean, the emotional roller coaster and the likes.
It's just a great story. Just being from here, working hard, starting, I wouldn't say the bottom, but starting, working your way up. It's just like steps. You just got to keep going up the steps. And my story kind of proved that keep working, you get to the top eventually. And
it looked like it was going to have such a happy ending and then turn around. I mean,
yeah.
We've skipped that part of it?
Yeah, we can skip that part. Those last 30 seconds were some of the most emotional 30 seconds, but stuff happens and you just got to keep going.
Your first Mountaineer game, how old were you? Do you even have any memory of it at all?
I do not have any recollection of that, but I know it was probably as soon as I was born, probably next week there, probably. So.
And how many did you attend over the years?
Oh, as far as I can remember, I was it. I was just talking to my friend. Last time was the blue lot was high school senior year. After that, been playing since, but coming to games every weekend.
A game like that, does that kind of reaffirm the fine line between teams that win and teams that don't win?
Yeah, I think. And things like that, we work hard, we want to win every game, and when you fall short, you always think, what could I have done better, what could we have done better, and like the film today we watched, there's just the little pieces that we could have did to blow them out by 20. Instead, that doesn't come down to the last play like everybody thinks. It's the little things.
The whole time you were going to games over here, were you sitting in the stands envisioning yourself out there?
It was the very first time running out on the field. That was probably one of the most crazy times of my life, going from sitting in the field to running out.
How does basketball help you? I mean, you famously faced, Oscar Tshiebwe and all that. So how much did that help you as an athlete and as a football player?
Basketball definitely helped a lot. Being versatile, it helps with your feet, especially as an offensive lineman. You can't be as physical in basketball as you can football, but it definitely translates from the court to the field.
What was going up against Oscar like?
That was a few years back, but it's still a crazy thing going up against 5-star big guy. So it was pretty neat.
You mentioned those little pieces. What were they? What were some of the things that kind of stuck?
It's just so for offensive line, it's just the little things could be first step, second step, hat placement, point of attacks. It's just the little things that one guy can mess up affects all 11. So it's just that's the things we have to focus on is the little pieces.
So you attended football games. How many times did you see your sister sing at basketball?
Yeah, she sang the national anthem a good bit. She was a good singer at that stuff. More football games than basketball games.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Nick, you obviously always thought you could play at this level. Was there a moment that you knew that you could? Was it maybe one practice or one point where you knew that you could play at this level?
Kind of just when we have our meetings with Coach Moore, one-on-one meetings, it's kind of like setting your goals, setting your standards. And as I got older, like my freshman year, is like, oh, I want to work on this. I want to gain weight. I want to do this. But I think at this point now, my stage, I've been able to do the things that they've told me to do, and it kind of just, you get bigger, you feel bigger, and you just like, and it clicks in your head. Like the very first play, when you grab somebody, it's you know.
Neil, let's talk about how you needed to get bigger and stronger. What'd you come in at strength-wise, weight-wise, and where are you now?
Yeah, so when I first got here, I was at around 260 my true freshman year, and then right now I'm about 300, fluctuating around there. So it's been just Coach Mike Joseph. You guys know him. He's the best of the best, and I feel like I'm a product of him, and I've done everything he's asked.
Nick, how much pass catching do you do when you get to practice as tight end?
Pass catching, it's don't do too much of it, but just the joking around part. But I'm there if they need me.
Not to belabor this point though, but when Hudson scores, it's a pretty cool moment. How did you celebrate?
I saw him catch it, blocking, starts running. I'm like, okay, he's gonna get tackled. We're getting field goal range, kick it, go to overtime. Then I see him spring it and start running the end zone, and I just start chasing. I know the fastest I hit in the game was an 18, so it may have been that or on the punt, not sure. So.
But it just seems like that's such a euphoric moment. And there's rules, I guess, but it's probably really hard to guard the monitor the rules there too. Are you even aware of what's going on at that point?
I would say I'm kind of aware of everything, but it's just the situation. It's people get emotional sometimes, but the thing is, that's not the main point. It's the point of, like I always take it back to, it's the little things. Like that was a little thing, and we just got to correct that, and that'll help us along the way.
Nick, what's it like? There's a good number of local guys on the team right now between Morgantown and University. Just what's it like? I mean, those are guys you probably grew up with and played with. What's it like to all be on the same college team?
It's pretty cool, especially with Preston. Like I grew up with him ever since Little League, playing at Evansdale to Suncrest Middle School to Morgantown High to now, and it's just one of the crazy moments. He scored his first touchdown. It's crazy to play with. You think you're growing up from Little League to now. It's crazy to think about.
Anything else from Nick? Okay, Nick, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.